okay, this is just not for me. I don't have the money. And I'd make up all these excuses mainly because of fear, because I didn't want to fail. I didn't like the unknown. But it opened such a beautiful door that I was like, okay, this is a world of opportunity that I never tapped into had this virus, shut down my business.
What's up, peeps? This is Todd, and welcome back to my show. I have an awesome episode for you because I have an old college friend on the show today, Yasmeen. And what is your Instagram name? Because we got to throw that out like right now.
Let's do it. It's Fitness by Yaz.
Fitness by
Y-A-Z.
Yaz. Y-A-Z. Okay, well, welcome to the show. And she has an awesome business, and I basically wanted to get her on to talk to you guys about what it's like running a business during COVID and the importance of staying healthy and sane through all of this. So, Yasmeen, if you could talk to the wonderful people, first, what is it that you do, and how did you get started in it?
First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
What is it that I do? Okay, so I was in a gym before all of this coronavirus stuff happened. And I was like, all right, I have to figure out what I'm going to do next, or I can't pay rent. So I went straight to the online world. And honestly, I found an ad for this guy who is like, how to grow your online business. And I was like, well, this is risky. All right. So I clicked on it, and it was the best decision I ever made because I learned tons of new things. But the biggest thing was like, how do I teach people what I'm used to demonstrating in person? And how do I do it with less words so that they understand what I'm saying? So that was a big learning curve, was like, okay, I can still do this remotely, and people are enjoying it, and I can still build a sense of community. And I think that community piece was huge for everyone's health and well-being while being stuck at home, not being able to talk to anybody. So it's an online program that kind of brings people from all over the world together. So it's kind of a multifaceted program. So that's pretty much it. And then I kind of coach as I'm learning more about like health and fitness as well as nutrition. I pass it along. So it's really that simple. Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I've been enjoying following you on Instagram. It's so exciting. I see all your like workout routines and your different tips. And I have to admit, I have let myself go a little bit since college. I had these huge arms in college, man. And now I'm like, I've just been working so much.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I need to get back into it. I'm sure I'll be a client of yours very soon. But so
I'm
basically,
here.
just to clarify, so you were working at a gym, then the coronavirus pandemic happened, gyms were shut down. So you basically went without a paycheck and you thought, okay, I need to do something. And you came to the idea that you would start an online business, still doing like workouts and health and nutrition and stuff, but basically just having an online audience. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah. And not only that, I was like, okay, I'm by myself. How do I reach out to more people when I only have so many hours of the day? So I went to like the approach of doing an online program where everyone kind of feels like they're going through the same thing together, and creating, once again, that sense of community where they're like, oh, the upper body workout was so hard. Let's talk about it. Let's be friends. It's kind of that's kind of the goal that I was going for.
Totally.
But yeah, it's an online program to answer your question.
No, that is awesome. Well, I think that is the way of the future. I think everything's going to be done online. Even like starting this YouTube channel. I mean, I've always been a financial nerd. Like I was always into investing and, just building different revenue streams and stuff like that. But what I would do is I would have like a one-on-one with somebody where I would go teach them, whatever it is, but making one YouTube video and just putting it out so the entire world can see it is so much more efficient. And I'm sure you found the same thing with your workouts. Like instead of just having one person for 60 minutes, just post something on your Instagram and thousands of people can see it.
Exactly. And the biggest thing that I wanted to throw out there was you can come to me at any skill level and I can either modify or progress. So you can have someone who's never worked out before in the same room as someone who's, I don't know, been doing this for years, and they can do the exact same movement and both find it just as challenging. So that's kind of the important thing about when I do reach out to all these people, that I do have options for all skill levels because everyone's different,
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for anyone that, I guess would be in a similar position to you, where let's say they got furloughed during the pandemic and they're no longer receiving their paycheck and they're trying to figure out what's next. I mean, that happened to you. So what advice would you give
Yeah.
to anyone in your position?
I would say take any risks. This is the time to do it. Like I said, that ad that popped up on my Instagram, I was like, oh, this is just one of those other ones that I've always scrolled past in the past, where I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, this is just not for me. I don't have the money. And I'd make up all these excuses mainly because of fear, because I didn't want to fail. I didn't like the unknown. But it opened such a beautiful door that I was like, okay, this is a world of opportunity that I never tapped into had this virus, shut down my business. Like it wasn't even a possibility until I allowed it to be. So kind of like taking the risk, and same thing with the whole like opening doors thing. Like I kept all doors open. I wanted, even while I was doing the online thing, I was like, I can find other ways to do it. So to be honest with you, I did DoorDash, I did Instacart. I was like out there figuring it out, making those connections, because you never know what's going to pop up. So take the risks and leave all those doors open would be my advice.
That's amazing. That is so, like, I just find it so awesome that you had this thing happen, which totally sucks. And it's unfortunate that it happened to people, but you didn't like spend a whole lot of time sulking. You just like, all right, I'm starting a business. I'm doing DoorDash. I'm, doing
I
all
didn't
these
have
things.
time. I didn't have
Yeah,
time. My rent,
exactly.
that was kind of the driving factor.
Yeah, exactly. When the rent is due and your back's against the wall, you got to
Yeah.
figure it out. And that,
Yeah.
like coming from the power of just really no other options, it's either like succeed or die. So no, that's really cool.
That's
And then I
it. Yeah.
guess with your, obviously your business is fitness, which is so important, especially now when like people are like, suffering from depression and they're like stuck indoors all day.
Mhm.
Do you have any, like, for the busy person at home, do you have any like tips for them if they want to start getting, more physically fit, or like any start small things that they can start that would at least help if they, let's say, don't have a ton of time to spend an hour in the gym every day?
Yeah. No, that's really important because everyone's stuck at home. I've been used to training people in a gym with all sorts of equipment. Like that's how you have to get creative. So I've found a way to, first of all, whoever says spending 2 hours at the gym every day is foolish. I'm going to use the word foolish because you don't need 2 hours of the day. You need to train smarter. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes a day is really all you need, as long as you find a way to challenge yourself and keep moving in those 30 minutes. Okay. So when people say they don't have time, if you have 30 minutes a day, you'll be great. If you
Mm-hmm.
can split up, here's one of the biggest things I tell people. If you can find a way to incorporate exercise through a ritual that you already have. Let's say for the biggest one I go after is you're going to eat every day, right? You're going to eat 3 meals a day, hopefully. You're going to eat 3 meals a day. Afterwards, why don't you attach a 15-minute walk to every meal? You're already eating. It helps with digestion. It gets your steps in, and it improves your mood. You're talking about depression and mental health. Splitting 3 15-minute walks a day, you totally have time for that. So equipment is not necessary, but I mean, obviously I would encourage it. But to even just move, that's kind of my biggest thing right now, is just how do I get people back to moving and making sure that they do it throughout the day and not just the 1 hour at the gym. Because technically, if you work out an hour at the gym and you don't move throughout the day, you're still technically considered quote unquote sedentary. So
Mm.
that's kind of my thing, is just getting people to move.
That's awesome. No, I
I don't know
love
if I
it.
answered fully your question, but that's what I would say.
No, you did. That was a great answer, and I think that's so true. I mean, there will be. I do think it's funny when people say they don't have time to work out, because I definitely had time to watch Tiger King and like like
Tiger
other things.
King. Yep. I
So
actually watch Netflix while working out. That's what I do.
yeah,
Makes it go by faster.
totally. No, I know a lot of people that do that. I typically like listen to just Well, I listen to horrible music when I work out, like just terrible, angry music. But the
That
anger
makes you
almost
like
helps me.
really push yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you like, yeah, I'm just pissed off at everything, so I got to go lift heavy weight. That's what I
Yep.
try to do anyway.
There you go. Why not? Whatever
That's
works for
awesome.
you. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, it was so awesome having you on. I think you have such an amazing
Thank you.
story. This has been awesome, and I know it's been like probably 8 years since I've seen you in person. So next time I'm in your city, I'll definitely look you up. But thank you for coming on. And is there any last minute thing you want to tell the good people about where to find you or your business or anything like that?
Yes. Um, Fitness by Yaz. Once again, Fitness by Yaz, YAZ. I'm mostly on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me there. Shoot me a message. You get your first week free if you wanted to do some online programming or some online programs. So take a look at that, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions. But yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on. I will definitely link to your Instagram below and have a great day.
You too. See ya.